Norwich City fan, hence the yellow and green colours of his favourite team. I think he's made a wise decision to keep with the main colour of sort of a black and then add in the yellow and green, though. It could be a bit brave. But Chippy underway in 2025. Always look forward to watching Shaun Chipperfield, one of my favourite players to watch. And I'm sure you at home as well, when he gets going. There are a few finer players anywhere in the world, but there's pretty much no one who does it as quickly. And Chippy already into a rhythm here on these here red balls. It's a good start for him on the break, especially. That can be a little bit of a concern sometimes for Shaun when it's not quite going his way, but if he's breaking well, it's a very, very ominous sign for his opponent. He's a little bit short here though, or maybe a little bit long, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, slightly awkward there. Just going to jump back to our last match. How well did Joe Sison play? And also, I enjoyed his little chat with you at the end of that as well. It was really nice to hear.
I really don't think you can overestimate what a big win that is for him. And yeah, I had a bit of a chat with him before he sort of started our interview, because I didn't just stand there in silence with him until the mics got turned on. And what really struck me was, as Chippy's going to get out here for 1-0, what really struck me was just how calm and relaxed he was, in the environment. Because it's very easy to not be calm and relaxed in that kind of environment. It's his first time out in the main arena. He's got people watching. He's got cameras in front of him. There's a lot sort of going on, and it can be a bit intimidating and a bit daunting. And then add on top of that, you're playing Chris Melling, who's one of the all-time greats, one of the current best players in the world. And I think we'd have seen plenty of players just melt in front of him, as we've seen before. And some of them have been professionals. But Joe's come in and just sort of played his own game, and I think that's incredibly difficult to do. And yeah, there he is. He did it, played great, made a couple of mistakes as he owned up to, but made about the same, if not less than Chris, and all of a sudden he's got a massive win against one of the best players in the world. Oh, that's a lovely break from Leo.
Yeah, didn't put too much into that, but I'll tell you what, just look at the split. Nice control with the cue ball. We'll have another look. Cue ball comes just straight back to the bolt cushion. Made a ball. A red, in fact. He's going to opt for the yellows. Takes a nice easy starter, but that's not great control with the cue ball. And that could not have finished any worse.
Yeah, we've got to be wary of sort of placing...
Well, I can't believe that cut in.
Yeah,
well,
me too. Just in off the far side of the jaw, wasn't it? But I was just about to say, we've got to be a little bit wary here of sort of expecting a Joe Sison type of performance from every one of our amateur players here this afternoon. General format this afternoon's matches is insert top Ultimate Pool Pro versus Ultimate Pool Amateur. And there's going to be times when they find it really difficult out there, which is the point we're making about how impressive Joe's performance was. Don't necessarily expect that on repeat from all of our amateurs. That was a nervy looking strike from Leo, but good pot to recover, but he's in a little bit of bother. He's going to have to play a very good shot, the shot after next, I think. But he's in too deep to pull out now.
Yeah, he's all in.
And it's natural. He's just got to make the ball. Little cannon maybe on the red would be a bit of a touch.
I think he has to play with a little bit of left-hand side here, as you see where he's aiming at the cue ball, just to bring it across for the yellow. And he's played that, well, I was about to say he's played that really well. The control with the cue ball is fantastic, but he's just left the yellow hanging, and that, it will be enough for Chippy to say thank you very much, you feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the thing, you make one little error against these top professionals and you won't see daylight again. Chippy picks up the pace and shifts through the gears. And we're looking at 2-0 now. Shaun with the shortest cue up of any player I've ever seen. One pull back, bang, strikes the ball, and it's 2-0 to Shaun Chipperfield.
Yeah, I'm going to assume plenty who are watching live with us this weekend are very familiar with Shaun Chipperfield, but maybe if you're watching a little bit later on YouTube, etc., and you're not familiar with Shaun Chipperfield, it's time you got familiar. He's just an extraordinary talent in so many ways. But yeah, the way he strikes a ball with his cue is almost unique, really. It's like it's like a point and click with a computer mouse. It's just so natural and intuitive. It really is extraordinary, and so rarely miscues.
No, I like that description. Exactly, point and click.
It's another good break from Shaun. They don't seem to be splitting amazingly well, at least in the early going here. A lot of work down the lower end of the table. Doesn't get a huge amount of movement. But the other ones come up the top of the table and come back down again, having said that.
Well, this will be enough of a sight of these yellows to encourage Chippy to have a go, that's for sure. And you feel at 2-0 up, the confidence starting to run through Chipperfield's veins. And as soon as I say that, he misses a lot. I'll tell you what's going to come back. Is it? No. Misses a long yellow into the corner. The curse of the commentator strikes again. I could feel him, as I was just uttering the words, I could feel him about to miss. Sorry, Shaun. Anyway, Leo Fernandez now with a great opportunity to get his first frame on the board. Just the red ball in the middle of the three of them there is going to be his problem. I don't know whether he could play this red off the yellow into the corner and open the bag up that way. He's not played that way, and this is now turned into a little bit of a quagmire that he's landed in. Will the bottom red cut into the left-hand middle? If so, he has to play it now, but he has to get the cue ball off the bottom red. He's not playing it. So we don't know where the red's going to go. Wow. I still think it needed nudging a bit more over. But there you see, because he landed too high up, he left himself, well, having to play a Hollywood shot. Now does this double? Oh, he's got it off the yellow. Oh my word.
It does like that. Oh, this will be a kick in the teeth for Shaun Chipperfield. Leo Fernandez on the board. Have a bang on that.
Yeah, nice smile on Leo Fernandez's face. Yeah, I wouldn't be if I was Shaun Chipperfield. That would have deflated me somewhat. And Chippy knows the balls were there for a 3-0 lead. Mr. Long Yellow.
And actually, you know, we talk about Shaun's quite unique cueing when he addresses the ball, and one might think, well, he must miss some balls doing stuff like that, but actually Shaun is one of the best single ball potters anywhere on the tour. You know, misses like he had in the last frame are exceptionally rare. I really love the Leo Fernandez break, by the way, Tony. He's just got lovely control of the cue ball. Doesn't try and do too much with it, but gets a great split. It was really similar to the one he hit last time. Gets a ball, deserved one.
Yeah, and he's left himself a chance. Take your pick. Either yellows or reds look very accommodating to a finish. Leo Fernandez has chosen the reds. And this is a great chance to get to 2-2 with Shaun Chipperfield. I like the way some of these top amateurs have come in and the way they're playing against the pros, you know, without fear. You see a little bit of shake of the thumb there from Leo Fernandez, just a tiny bit of nerves out there. Like Joe Sison said earlier, he had a tiny bit of nerves out there, but not uncontrollable. And I think if you can get that just right, it can work as a weapon as well, because it then turns into the adrenaline as well that, you know, just pushes you along, keeps you focused. Leo now just leaving himself a very thin cut now into the bottom right hand corner. This is no gimme.
No, absolutely not. Cue ball's doing some mileage here as well. Oh, holds it on the yellow. That's a lovely shot. Love that. Oh, Leo Fernandez has settled. Squares it up at 2 each. Yeah, that couldn't have gone any nicer for him.
Breaking out for Leo Fernandez. He has got to be absolutely buzzing inside, because that was, you know, the reds were there, like you said. What a lovely break. But he did fall out of position, but the way he recovered himself with that thin cut with the red, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So Shaun Chipperfield, who looked like he was absolutely flying not all that long ago, now all of a sudden just has a little bit of work to do, and he gets kicked in off. Are we seeing a momentum swing here? Shaun is all too familiar with how that feels. He couldn't have hit that break any better, actually. Cue ball was squared up straight down the middle of the table, and you know, I mentioned the Shaun Chipperfield break earlier on in the match. It can be both his friend and very much his enemy at times, but it's when he's breaking well to going off like that, that will really sting. As we see Leo just missed the shot that he was trying to make. He was trying to open up the bottom right corner pocket at the same time there. Doesn't necessarily need it, it just would have been nice to have the option. You're half tempted maybe to get rid of the red to top right now. No, he's cutting into the left, centre. Just checks it up. Little bit on nothing. Considering he had a huge window to land in, he's about as awkward as he could possibly be. He's still absolutely fine, but cue ball's running where he didn't necessarily want it to. He's recovered now. It's a good shot.
Fernandez seems very good at sort of setting off with a finish. You know, he's got his pattern laid out in front of him, knows what he's doing, comes away off the road, down a dirt track. Then he comes back and digs himself out another big hole, and he seems to get over the line.
Yeah, and he's gone through these ones nicely too. So much of this game is all dependent on getting in position. Then once you're in it, either can you cue well enough, or can you pick a pattern good enough that you stay in position. And well, the latter was perfect there from Leo. He just had to play one shot just to get himself in line, and then once he did that, they were fairly routine. And all of a sudden, well, Leo Fernandez leads here at the British Open.
I'll tell you what, Absolute classy finish there from Leo Fernandez. Very, very smooth. I like the rhythm as well. It's just, it's a constant. There's not any sort of like play one shot rushed, then sort of take your time looking at the table and play the other one, taking maybe too long. There's a set pattern and rhythm to how this man plays, and it's very, very effective.
Some current live scores around the doors at the moment. Don Cooney 3-1 down to Steve Ritchie. See a couple of big wins too in Group 4. Rob Warren 5-0 over Carl Huff, and Jaden Billingham 5-0 defeat to Ian Rogers, which is the first game of the day for both of those two. I do just wonder if that's maybe a match in which Jaden's maybe not turned up in, either metaphorically or physically, perhaps. I'm not sure. Try and find out. If it is just a regulation result, it's a fantastic one for Rogers. Josh Gooderham and Ronan Fay are off the mark in Group 7. Wins over Joe Prince and Gary Fenton, respectively. Great win that for Ronan Fay, 5-4 over Joe Prince. Shaun has work to do here. The yellows just clustered above the keyboard at the moment are fine. He's going to get there, and he's not at the moment. Now he's back in shape. Mentioned it in the last visit, sometimes it's all about playing that one shot that gets you where you need to be. And this is exactly where Shaun Chipperfield needed to be. That's lovely. Just got away with it.
Yeah, any shorter there and he was in a world of hurt. But it should be good enough for Chippy.
Oh, just. Oh, he's back level. He won't be minding too much how. A little bit of a shake of the head, but he'll write that one off pretty promptly, you'd imagine, will Chippy.
Thing is, the first games are always the worst in these sort of situations. You're playing in these groups, and we look at the arena there, and it's fantastic. Phil Harrison out there, look, over to the right.
He certainly is. Let's take a look at that scoreline for you. Where is the farmer? He's currently up against Malcolm Corrigan there. He's 1-0 up. You see Brian the Buzzer Halcrow in action, or about to be in action as well. Yeah, a little hive of activity here at the McKeown Court in Daventry. Belter a break from Shaun Chipperfield. Oh, it's just not his friend. It just feels like the wind isn't with him at the moment, and he's having to tack himself into this game. So yeah, a bit of sailing terminology for you there, Tony.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I did like it.
Right then, Leo. What have you got for us? Can he get on the hill? Well, this makes me wonder. I don't think he needs to break that red ball out. I mean, this will tell us. I'm pretty sure that goes to top left.
Yeah, just wants to bring the cue back a couple of inches. Perfect, yeah.
I'll tell you what, this looks like all the world like it's going to be 4-3. Been impressed with Leo. First time he came to the table, there were sort of visible signs of a few nerves, but think he's coped and handled the occasion once he got that first frame on the board really, really well.
Yeah, you can just drop this in very softly. And this is perfect. Just looking at the black ball now. A couple of ways. Probably going to play for the black into the bottom right-hand corner. So there's no gimme now. What you've got to do is you've got to play this red into the right-hand centre. You have to get the cue up in the air a bit here and drag the cue ball towards that the yellow that's over the middle bag. So cue up. I'll be digging a little bit deeper with this. Well, he's trying to nudge it out. I think that was a mistake there. If he had to get the cue right up in the air and come across there. So the first sort of, was that a nervy error? I don't know. I think he left himself a bit short on the red. But that's certainly a let-off for Shaun Chipperfield.
Well, the one thing we can say, you know, nervy or otherwise, is it is an error. And at 3-all, with the hill frame at your mercy, it is a massive mistake.
Well, you've got those two yellows at the top there for Chippy. They're obviously not a plant, so he needs to get on them. So obviously they'll go into the right-hand centre. He wanted to be able to get the cue ball over to more central on the table now. Where he's left himself on that yellow, he's pretty straight.
Yeah, and we saw Chris Melling in the last match seemingly thinking the table was maybe playing a touch slow. Is that the same thing you'd maybe think with Chippy there? You think it's going to run on a little bit more? Maybe. Usually it tends to be the opposite sort of reaction when players make their first appearance on the TV table.
I'm thinking that because of last season, how quick the table was, I'm thinking they're expecting it to be absolute like glass. And it's still playing quick, but I just think that their anticipation was faster. Just in the back of their minds, but there's certainly been a couple of moments from the guys, but Chippy got himself in front just at the right time.
It's a good finish from Chippy. Excellent counter clearance. 4-3. He leads. And he's not really had the wind with him, as we say in this match.
These are the games you want to win. When it's not completely going your way, you're having a little bit of a cough and a splutter and still get over the line. And it will happen more with these players in their opening matches.
Yeah.
As they go through, and if you see Chippy get his second win on the board, if he wins this, then he goes and gets a second win. When you see them, it's the knockout stage. That's where it'll all happen. That's when they all sort of turn up. This is about jockeying for position, but at the same time, not slipping on a big banana skin and going out of the tournament.
Easy to do. Format of this tournament, if you weren't with us earlier, we've got 28 groups of 5. General rule of thumb is 2 of our ultimate pool professionals per group, plus 3 amateurs. A couple of instances where that's not the case, but that's the general rule of thumb. 2 to qualify through into the last 64 draw from these groups. Oh, Leo, your break is really, really giving you opportunities, isn't it? Just rip that one a little bit more, maybe half a tip lower on the cue ball. But it's the same power, it's the same sort of connection. Another excellent opportunity. I think the issue is he wants to be yellows, but yellows are a touch awkward. You've not got a huge amount of wiggle room. So much so that he's thinking of taking reds. No changes back to yellows.
Oh, I like reds. You've got to be so precise in that gap, and has he got in there?
Well, if he's there first shot, it's a brilliant shot. It's a frame-winning shot.
That is incredible if he's in that gap where he can play the yellow at the bottom of the table. I mean, I like reds just rolling that one in the middle and coming down here. Yes, you can have to take a long one up the rail, but I would have preferred that than trying to get in this gap. I don't think he's quite got it. I think the other yellows might just be obstructing him. So, again, position of the premium Oh my word, what a shot he's played there. That is absolutely outrageous.
That's fantastic from Leo Fernandez. It really is an excellent shot, that. To pull that out when you needed it most at 4-3 down.
If Tom Cousins had played that, they'd be raving about that shot. I mean, that was a brilliant shot.
What an out from Leo Fernandez this is. Yeah, tap of the leg from Shaun Chipperfield. Quite right too. There is no margin here to get this wrong. What a gap he's found there. Oh. Yes, please.
That is naughty. He's smiling on his face. That is very naughty, Leo. Leo the Lion. Well, I'll tell you what. He's been uncaged today out in that arena. And Shaun Chipperfield's going to need a bigger stool if he's going to tame Leo Fernandez. Here we are, 4-4. Well, we know we're not going to be going to any 6-red shootouts, not with all that time on the clock.
Oh, Chippy needs a ball.
Chippy's got a ball.
He's got one. It has almost been a little bit of the story of the break in this match. Leo's has been terrific. Chippy's has let him down a fraction. Gara.
Well, the balls are there, and this will be, I'll tell you what, this will be hard on Leo Fernandez because he's certainly played some absolutely fantastic stuff out there.
It's a lovely shot. Oh, I was going to say it's a lovely shot. Yeah, he's just like a magician revealed his final act, and he'd almost played what appeared to be a perfect shot there to land on his slightly awkward yellow. Now, can he turn this past the red and still make this yellow bottom right, or is he going to have to reroute? Yeah, reroute.
Thin cut makes it, and that won't hurt him. He's back in A1 position.
Yeah, that's almost ball in hand really after that shot. One to left centre, feels like a good ball next, just to get rid of that yellow by bottom right. If he wants to, he may choose to leave it as a last ball. It's not a terrible one. Just depends how he sees it. The yellow furthest left of the three, sort of in a line in the middle of the table, is probably his most awkward ball now. He is going to come back down, sort of. This is where he wanted to be a couple of shots ago, and he's back there.
He's just been ultra careful now, is Shaun, obviously, at 4 each. And I say that, and what has he done? Has he gone far enough? He has. A little wave of apology there to Leo because he's found a gap.
That's an amazing gap to find there.
Big shot here now for Chipperfield. Nailed it.
Tell that you can pot a ball.
Absolutely nailed it.
Crunch. Yeah, fantastic recovery from Shaun Chipperfield, but he got away with one in that visit, and he'll probably think he got away with one a little bit in this match. Leo Fernandez played superbly well there, and certainly one to watch through the rest of this tournament. I'll keep an eye on his results for sure. He looks a real player. As for Shaun Chipperfield, well, he's off and running in the 2025 British Open.